Hi there. I constructed a variable transformer that I found described in this book here, All American 5 Radio by Richard McWhorter. On page 76, there is a explanation of its function and use, and schematic, and details on formulas and everything you would need to determine what components to go into this unit. Unfortunately, the items I had on hand weren't identical to what was suggested. My variable transformer only goes up to 1 amp, and the Milliammeter read also 500 instead of 250. So I used wire and crimp terminals that I had left over from when I repaired the electric range up in the kitchen, and they worked out quite well. There's a 1 amp fuse, and a multiplication switch for reading higher amps, milliamps on the ammeter can be installed. I did the calculations for a 2-time switch. The milliammeter reads 500, and you activate the switch, and I could go up to 1,000 milliamps, or 1 amp. I made a bus bar for the neutral or return paths of some of the circuits. I made that out of a terminal strip and a piece of 14 gauge copper wire. Excuse me. I also took some strands from a piece of radio hookup wire and secured the piece of copper 14 gauge wire to the terminal lugs before I soldered them for a little more security. The resistors that I needed to complete the 2-time switch, I determined to be 1.5 ohms in total is what I needed. So I got a couple of 3 ohm resistors in parallel to give the 1.5 ohm. The wattage I determined to be 120 watts, and those resistors are 100 watts each, so that gives me a little, some percentage of a safety margin as far as the power is concerned. So, I'm going to finish tying this off with the back plate. Got a nice grommet for the cord, but before I secure the back plate, I'm going to tie a underwriter's knot. I'm going to take these back apart and tie a underwriter's knot in the main power cord. So if the cord gets tugged on, it's going to tug on a knot and not on any of the connections. So actually, we can give this a little test. I have a radio here, RCA, and when that is on, it's telling me that the fuse is good and you're getting power to the 120 volt side of the variable transformer. Turn the radio on, and of course would help to turn up some voltage. Let's see, we'll go up to 120. This is actually pretty accurate, this voltmeter. I was checking it out with a couple of different DMMs, and this radio here supposed to draw 30 watts.
And a ball outside. Lino was the home plate ump when David Price hit not just David Ortiz, but also Mike Karp. And yet Price went unpunished, and Brandon Workman was suspended 6 games. Not well handled by the young home plate umpire. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball strike, a check swing by Poppy.
So this is about 220
No score here in the
amps.
first inning.
Turn that down and make a reading a little. 220, excuse me, 220 milliamps.
4 straight losses for the Yanks.
And if I hook in the 2-time switch,
In Toronto, here's the pitch. Fastball outside.
it goes down to 110. So that circuit is working pretty good.
2-2 to count, 1 out, Pedroia at first base.
And
You would think the ball would carry tonight. There's
of course,
virtually
it
no
would be
wind.
nice if this went up to 3 amps. I could do a lot better, bigger rigs, but I was anxious to construct this and get it done, and I just went with the parts I had on hand. And it actually came out good. And well, I hope you enjoyed watching this construction article here on the variable transformer. So thanks for watching.